Okay, so Jessica, do you want to give us your kind of just feedback about the trip?
Sure. I kind of shared this before, I guess, in a different call, but so when I started, like when the trip first came out, I had only been a stylist for a couple of months. And so when it first came out, I was like, well, I'm not going to get that. So as it got closer and closer, I'm like, man, I could really do this. So I think going into it this time, like I have a different mindset. Like this is attainable and I want to do the work early so I'm not scrambling at the end like I feel like I was for this last time. So just using that as a learning experience. And then as far as the trip, like, yeah, just getting to meet other people and, some of them we've already been talking with in groups, but like just to meet them in person, that was really great. And just, I mean, honestly, just having the reward of a trip and feeling like relaxed and like I don't have to do anything for anybody. Like,
Yeah.
And so then coming back to work at home, like just feeling refreshed and like ready to jump in again and do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It takes me a bit to get relaxed and be there. And for me, it's like, I don't do that for myself. So then to get to that point it's really good for me to get to that place where I'm like, oh my gosh, like the weight is lifted off of my shoulders of constantly being there for everyone, like, just kind of being at everyone's, beck and call, I guess, all the time, because I allow that in my life. That's part of who I am, and it's part of who I want to be, but also know that it is really, really healthy for me to not be that for a good chunk of time. So, yeah. So are there any particular questions about earning the trip? We can go through it, but if there is a particular question that you have, or anyone at that? So if there's not, you guys can always use the chat too. I know it's busy probably at your houses, but I printed out the trip brochure. So I would really recommend that you do that. I printed it on kind of both sides. I actually have a laminator because we homeschool and every homeschool mom has a laminator. It's like a rite of passage and you don't need to laminate it or anything, but I would definitely put this somewhere where you can see it. The other thing I would do is I would go to the website and look at where we're going. Okay, that is a really big thing. So print out the trip brochure, print out where we're going. Now, again, I know that this is not for everyone. Not everyone is like, oh my gosh, I have to earn the trip. But if you are on this call and you are like, I really know that I need to grow my team in order to be successful or be where I want to be with Color Street, this is the way to do it. Now, I know a lot of times, I'm going to just call out the elephant in the room, right? I know a lot of times, and even I've done this before, people look around them and they go, well, so-and-so is in the top 1%. And if I had only joined 2 years earlier, if I have only done this before, if Color Street could do this, right? All those things. I will say right now that there are people that joined after me that are higher up in the company than I am. And so I want to remind you that if you are feeling like kind of like an imposter, like, well, I could never be such and such level, or I could never be at this spot, or you're feeling like you're not good enough, or you're feeling like I've been doing this for so long and it's not happened yet, so blah, blah, blah. I'm going to really ask you to put those opinions of yourself out of your own head, because that's not the case. If you had started in 2017 when Color Street started, it would be very different for you. And I can't level up. I can't recruit anymore. Those kinds of, we're going to deal with those voices in our head the entire time of this group. but though that kind of negative talk is never going to get you anywhere. It's not going to get you a trip. It's not going to get you to the next level. It's not going to get you recruits. It's not going to get you new customers, and so on and so on and so on. Okay. Yes. No red light stories. So, the next thing I want to tell you is on the second page of the trip brochure, it tells you, if you already have this, Melissa, I see you have it. It says what you can earn. Okay. My recommendation for you is that you go for level 2. Okay. And here's why. Because I know this is in all of your heads. Well, what if I don't make it? You've earned level 1. If you are going for level 2 and you don't make level 2, more than likely you will make level 1. And level 1 is actually a really great trip. It's 4-night accommodations for 2 for you and a guest, unlimited meals and drinks for 2, and round trip airfare for 1. So when you earn level 1, all you have to do is buy airfare for your guest. Everything else is there. Level 2 gives you airfare for that second person, and it gives you an excursion for 2. Okay. But what I'm saying is not to disappoint yourself but I want you to map this out for that level 2 trip, because if you're low on points for this, you never know if it will get extended, number 1. And number 2, you will have earned level 1. Does that make sense to everybody? I love that. I watched that Connect the Dots too. And yes, if you don't make the trip, either of them, your business is so much farther ahead than when it is right now, than what it is right now. Okay. So, and then also read the terms and conditions really quickly through that. We're not going to do that right now. Okay. So again, does anyone have any questions on that? I know we don't have a trip point tracker yet, but we will really soon. They said that would roll out with commissions when commissions comes out, which is the next day or 2. So once we get paid, all that will be there. So the other thing I did is I keep a personal, like a paper calendar. So I just ordered a new one because we're kind of towards the end of the year here, but my paper calendar has a like kind of clear cover to it. And that's where I put this trip tracker. And I can put this trip tracker in our group if you guys want. And again, I'm going to say that, even if the trip isn't like on your radar, it's not really on your bucket list, it's not on your vision board or anything. Everyone here said that they wanted to grow their team, and growing your team means recruits. So like, this is exactly what in recruits that actually do something, right? That's what we're hoping for, is recruits that do something. And this trip is designed for that. Okay. And I'm going to go through that really quickly of what you need for the trip. So number 1, you need 12 PV points at least. This is a Color Street trip tracker. I don't know if they have multiples, but this is I believe I got this off of the website, but I saved it to my desktop so I can just easily find it, because I can never find anything in resources. So you have to have at least 12 trip points. Okay. So as of right now, I'm going to grab my pen here. So as of right now, we have 6 months left to the earning period. Okay. So you need at least 2 points every month in PD. Okay. Even if you already have some, just make that your goal. So that would be 1,000 PV per month. Okay. So we're going to tackle that first. So what are some ways that we can get PV if we're not already at 1,000 PV normally in a month? Shoot me some ideas if you guys want. I know you already know this, but let's just get talking here.
Vendor events, make your own.
Yeah, vendor event, great idea. You have your own vendor event, so maybe find like a Norwex consultant or, you know, I don't know what other consultant, Tupperware. I mean, you can find another consultant and just start doing those shopping things. Our best month statistically for the year is actually October.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks it's November, it's October. So,
Mhm.
but yes, I love that. Vendor events, do your own, have your own open house, like make sure, and maybe even like schedule one for once a month for the
Right.
next 6 months. So then you know you've got that ready. So if that's something that you can check off your tick list, one vendor a month, every month for the next 6 months, or make up your own. So just lock arms with another consultant, invite your friends, she invites her friends, and boom, right?
And reach out like to places, a lot of places. I'm doing one at our favorite brewery and they just said, yeah, come on out. They're not charging me for it. I have a couple
Cool.
other ladies that are doing it with me. So yeah, they're out there. I mean, everybody thinks they can't find them. So I just started making my own.
Yeah, I mean, set up shop, like Melissa said, like just set up shop, ask if you can set up
Mhm.
shop. I mean, there's so many different stores. We have a kitchen shop that my kids work at, and they'd probably let me set up shop there. So like just set up somewhere. I've got my own event at my house. So that's another idea. So vendor events and your own events is one idea, but another idea is open house and just pick a date and schedule it for yourself and do that for 6 months. So once a month for 6 months, because guess what? Everyone wants to try on the lipstick. I just booked a party tonight because she wants to try on the lipstick. It's for the beginning of November. She can't do this month because she's got surgery. That's fine. I need something in November. So great. So that's the second idea. The second idea would be your own open house or your own party at your house. Here's why this is so important. Number one, it brings in people from right by you. Okay. I love that because those are a lot of times people that I see more often than others. Like I have a girl who goes to my church. I just found out she's used Color Street once before. So she's like, hey, I noticed on your personal profile, because we don't know each other very well, that you sell Color Street. And I was like, oh yeah. And she's like, I just tried it and I just placed my first order, but now I'll buy from you. So what have I been doing? I've been chatting with her. Turns out she's a nail tech or was a nail tech. Okay. So I don't want to like puke on her because I want to recruit her, but I want her to come to my house. Like I want to create that relationship. I am willing to wait a little bit for her, but I want to create that relationship if that makes sense. Okay. I need to get to know her a little bit better. So it's harder for her to avoid me. Okay. It's harder for her to avoid me if we're really connected. We've talked about kids a bunch of times. We've talked about church a bunch of times. Like I can now tick off the different things that we've kind of got in common. And if I wait, I can get her, right? So that there's two things right there. So we can even do this as homework if you guys want, but I'm not, let me take that back. This is not my trip. I've got my own things. You guys are earning your own trip. You've got to take care of yourself and keep yourself accountable. I can't do that for you. It doesn't work. If I could, I would, but it doesn't work. So some ideas, not homework, is to number one, get a vendor event every month for the next 6 months or make up your own. And then two, to have an open house at your house every single month for the next 6 months. So you're planning something in October, November, December, January, February, March, and then it's on your calendar. And if you have to reschedule it a little bit, you can, but you can even tell people, hey, I've got the second Friday night at my house for the next few months. So if you want to try the lipstick, come on over. Because that's what everybody wants to do. They want to try the lipstick. Okay. All right. What's another idea besides vendor events and open house at your house?
Another idea it back up is just doing a deal of the day. So just, I mean, that's not a lot at once, but it's something that you can do. It doesn't take a lot of time if you sell like one set every day.
Yeah,
And if you have multiple, you can say, these are my 4 deals of the day or whatever.
yeah,
But just to kind of like help peck away at inventory or something like that, that you
Yeah.
can go back and replace.
I love that. I love that. That's a great idea. So I used to do something every single week. So I would do like mystery bags one week. I would do a live bingo one week. I would do like a game night or something like that. And then I would do something else. So I'm trying to kind of get myself back into that and see what people want, but that is crucial. Having a schedule for your VIPs so that you don't lose out on them. But yeah. So what do you do in your VIP groups? So really thinking of that. This is the third idea, like Jessica said, do a deal of the day. That's a good idea, but pick something in your VIP group so that you're keeping that alive. I can for sure BQ or qualify out of my VIP group, right? I'm sure you guys can too. You can qualify right out of your VIP group, but we need more than qualify. Okay. All right. So 12 months, minimum of $1,000 a month is my thought process there. Of course, if you do more, those are more points, right? Because you can get more points than 12 out of your PD. Okay, so enrolling. So do we have more ideas? I should say that. Do we have any more ideas? I'm back to parties. I'm trying to get in-person parties. I've tried to talk myself into Facebook parties again, and I hate them. I hate them. So because I'm a perfectionist and I want it to be perfect and I want to talk to everybody and I want to connect with everyone, and I just struggle with consistency there. And so I'm letting that go for a little bit, and I'm trying to get in-person parties. So I've got one that I'm booking, but she's got to get me a date. We need a weekend date. So we're kind of going back and forth. So I haven't booked it yet, but that's what I'm kind of going back to for myself. Lori Cantor is, you guys know, she's a kind of a bestie of mine in Color Street, and she is doing a training on Zoom parties. And so I think I'll pick those up too, but I can't, I know myself. So learn yourself. For me, Facebook parties are not the thing. Now, for you, it might be that like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do in-person parties. It's too much. I don't want to do that at night. I have to do Facebook parties. Great. Just learn yourself and put that into your list of what you're doing for your PV. If I'm not doing parties, I can't recruit. I struggle because I'm not constantly talking about the business. Now I can talk about the business in person really well and with other people, but I need to meet new people, and that's where the parties have to come in. Okay. Any other ideas about PD?
Just, I kind of got out of it, but I'm trying to reach out to, and I haven't been like, it's my goal every day, and I haven't been like super great at it, is to do 5 new people, like not necessarily talk to them about Color Street, but just have 5 genuine conversations with people. Like especially the people on your Facebook group or on your Facebook. And then I try to follow up with 5 people, like 5 of my customers. I'm going through like the ones who haven't purchased in a while, or VIP members that I've never even talked to. I'm like, well, where'd they come from? Like,
yeah. Have you guys watched my Pockets of Time? Connect the dots, because that's one of them. Yeah, I love, so I naturally do that with the genuine conversations because I like to do that. I like to talk to people in Messenger. So don't you feel like it's more natural to end up talking about the business if it's their idea and they ask what you do?
Yes.
I know Melissa's gotten that a lot.
Yeah. And especially since my trip, everybody's like, oh my God, your trip. We went to a family reunion. And Jason's like, man, you're like the star of the show. And this is his family. They're like, oh my God, you're so tan. And blah, 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 blah. And I had so many conversations just because I posted on there. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I gotta finish posting my pictures. I haven't posted all my pictures yet. Let's see. I think just like getting out and about really helps me because I feel like people naturally ask me. I had one lady in the bathroom at church. I don't go a ton of places, but I had one lady in the bathroom at church and she was like, you are so busy and you are going everywhere. And did you go on that trip for your job? And I was like, I actually did. I'd love to tell you about it. And she was like, I'm going to go to the bathroom. But I know her enough where I can finish that conversation later. But I love it when things naturally come up because that is so much easier than if you're trying to like find somebody to talk to because it just doesn't work well.
It has to flow organically is what I say.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So does that give you enough ideas for PV? That PV, I mean, if you guys have more ideas about PV, let's put them in the group because that will help. Or if you have found something that's really successful for your PV, if we could put that in the group because I don't want to catch up, right, on PV points. Those PV points, because we know exactly what we need, that should be a cinch to get that. We know that we can get PV and we know exactly how to do it. All right. So you need 12 enrolling volume points and 4 enrollment points. So does everyone understand how that works? This is the part that everyone gets really nervous about because they're like, I have to enroll 4 people and I have to get them to do something. So I loved what Lisa Schmidt said. She said, stop looking for quantity. Start looking for quality people. Loved that. If you didn't hear her say that, I think she actually said that when we were in Riviera Maya. And it was on the leader call again today, but that isn't something that's been talked about. But yeah, I mean, because we all the time look for quantity on things and we don't always look for quality. And so finding someone who would be a great stylist already is kind of the ticket. Again, though, I will always go back to if someone wants to join, they want to join, or if, they're talking to you and they're like, I don't really think I'd ever sell. Let them join. It's fine. What happened with your girl, Jessica? You're muted.
I muted myself. She has not gotten back to me since my last message, so I'm trying not to dump on her a whole bunch, just wait. But I was curious because Lisa was kind of in the same situation a couple weeks ago, so I was kind of wondering what happened with hers. The girl that said she wanted to buy the kit, but she did not want to sell anything. So now I just had that come up today. She's thinking about buying the kit, but she's like very adamant about, I do not want to sell. I don't want to. So. And I had those other 2 ladies chew me out a couple weeks ago, so I'm hesitant right now.
Yeah, I had two that joined really just for the kit. One just recently deactivated because she didn't want her card to get charged next month. So, she was straightforward with me from the beginning. I hinted certain things to her, like you could do this, like she sells UBAM as well, the books, the children's books. So I offered party for her. to have a launch party. But I just got a bunch of no's everywhere. So, but she was honest with me from the beginning, so it wasn't a surprise to me. And then my second person, she's still around. She bought her own products, like $60 worth last month. So she hasn't deactivated. She's like on a vacation right now. So hopefully I could, I just drop hints here and there, but of course it has to come from them. So.
Because we don't get PV if someone buys the kit, right? So,
You don't get anything.
right. So I think, well, if she's gonna buy like $100 worth of sets from me, or if she's gonna buy the kit and never buy anything from me again because she has the kit.
Mhm. I mean, I'm gonna give you my 2 cents. One is anyone can go to the website and join. Anyone can. It's right there. It says join and then join today, and they just keep going. Anyone can do it. There's no like secret code or whatever enrollment code. Anyone can join. Okay. So there's that. And then the second one is we just don't need to like say anybody can get the kit. I mean, I don't know. I go back and forth because we have people on our team that bought the kit for the twosies. We have people on our team that bought the kit for the kit. Like, I think we just stop overthinking that. I mean, we can say our company asks you to try it because they do. They send you all sorts of welcome emails. They send you all sorts of things for what to do. I mean, they want you to try it. So if they say, well, is there some sort of rule? They want you to try it and they're going to sign you up for the website fee. And then don't give them your energy if they're not going to do anything. Let that go. Let it go. It's just, it is what it is. So we get the points when we enroll someone and they qualify and stay active. So they have to qualify in 1 month and stay active through like till April. Okay. That's how we get the point.
So do they only need to qualify 1 month to get
Yeah.
the point? And
They
then
have
they
to
just get,
achieve qualified stylist status, which is like their career title or highest title.
so do they have to get that every month until April, or they just need to at least get it once?
They just need to get it once.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
But they have to remain active until April.
Yes.
Okay.
And do we still have the rule? This was another question that this girl was asking me. I know it seems like they keep pushing this out. If they don't make a purchase within 6 months, then they're deactivated.
That is supposed to be our rule.
Yeah. Okay. But it hasn't happened yet.
Has not happened.
Okay. All right.
I have a girl on my team that joined 2 years ago, has never sold a dime, and she still keeps paying her fee and she sits there. It's driving me crazy.
So this is just a little side note, but yeah, one person on my team, she's hardly bought anything. And I just did like a flash fall sale and she bought 3 sets. She wants to buy 3 sets from me. I'm like, why don't you buy them yourself?
You have to pay shipping and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I know. So unfortunately, let's just get this straight and get this out there. This is part of our business. It's part of our business. It's just like part of our business. Think of it like kids and complaining. Like that's part of who they are, or kids and whining, or babies and crying. Like this is part of our business. So the more that we're like, just whatever. Just they're a sleeper. Like that's what it is. All right. And just saying that and then not giving it any more attention is actually the best thing that you can do.
Yeah. It's
really hard though. So I can try to help you with that because I'm an overthinker too. And I have all the big feelings too. You guys, a lot of you know that about me. I'm an overthinker and I have big feelings. So, and I was just telling you that I can hold you accountable, but I can't hold your hand. I can't do the business for you. Like we can't control anything anyone does. Fortunately, if a baby's crying, we can pick them up and console them, right? If a toddler's whining, we can bribe them or try to stop it. All those things. But in this case, these are adult people and we can't do anything for them other than bless and release. Bless and release. We just say, may the Lord bless you, and let it go. You know, and that's super, can be really hard, but like, it's actually really thrilling. Like for me, cool thing is about Color Street is a lot of times, you know, pretty quick if they're going to do anything or if they're not. And you just move on. Like it just, the energy release is so amazing to just be like, oh, you're not going to do anything. Okay. Now I know. Now I know. So yeah. So
One
go ahead.
positive thing, the gal that did deactivate, like she still wants to have a party, like, so I'm scheduling a party with her, right? And
Yeah.
I'm gonna go into her VIP group, right? And hopefully do really well and get PV points. So that's the positive side of it.
And you never know who's in there that wants
Yeah.
to join. You never
Yeah.
know who's going to be your next host in there. Like,
Yeah.
how do you know if this frustrating person isn't going to lead you to your next big customer, big host, person who wants to sell? Like, how do you not, what if she's leading you? What if this person who is like not doing anything was going to lead you to your next team builder? How do you not know that? Just think of it as it's like an avenue, right? It's just a road that I'm taking. And then if they're like, oh yeah, I don't want to do it. Well, is there somebody that was buying from you that you want me to connect with? Is there someone was buying from you or that really loved Color Street that I could connect with to make sure that they're taken care of? Is there someone that was in your friends group that really loves Color Street that I can make sure to really just love on and give some freebies to? Is there somebody that wanted to maybe host a party or get free stuff? Maybe is there somebody that, you know, didn't get Color Street because they couldn't afford it that I could connect with? I mean, let's use these things because we need to really get creative and we really need to be intentional, right? So how can we use every single pathway to get us to things that can really build our business? So instead of, because I think a lot of times we get really deflated and frustrated by those people, right? Instead, why can't we think, oh, this is just like a yield sign or a stop sign. And I just got to get to it. I got to stop because that's the law. And then I can go. So where can that lead me? Because I hear this from all of you so many times that this is like a stopping point for you. And we're in a group now, we're in a camaraderie and a little team space where we really have to pull out all the stops. And what is happening is this is what's stopping us from continuing. I hear it from you guys all the time. Well, this person joined, but they're not going to do anything. Or, well, this person was going to join, but they didn't. Or consider it a pathway. And I think that will help you. Does that help a little bit? I see a lot of heads nodding. We have to move forward and we got to quit. Like it's an excuse. It's an excuse. I can't get anybody to actually join my team that will actually do anything. It's actually an excuse. I keep telling my kids, don't use the word actually, don't use the word literally. It's a game. No, it really is an excuse though, that's what we've told ourselves. So then that's what's going to happen. And so it just keeps happening. No, at some point you got to change it, right?
I will say I had a girl join in January. She did absolutely, like she never qualified until this past month. And then I think she ended up with like $550 in sales just by doing one party and having one girl that wanted to sign up. She loves it now. She loves doing parties. She wants to be held, you know, she's like, I have an accountability group within my team, and she really is learning and wanting to actually do this business more. So it's kind of nice to see.
But see, there's that pathway, right? That all she needed. So I think one girl that we heard talk, I don't know where I heard this. I'm thinking it wasn't in Riviera Maya. One girl said, it's a non-negotiable. I always do a launch party. It's a non-negotiable. I always do
Yep.
it. And I think what you can say is, well, I always do a party because I just want to at least model for you what I do. And if you don't want to do it, that's fine. You'll earn free stuff. So you're going to get that for sure. And I'm going to connect with your people. So it won't really matter. It's not going to be a lot out of you. So they said that they, and Lisa Schmidt, her thing is that she does it for them. So she does a party for them. Then they do a party together, like kind of tag teaming it. And then she watches the person do a party. You guys, we have so many tools. So if someone's like, I don't know if I don't want to sell, I don't want to do that. You can say to them, I understand that you don't want to sell, but my thing for you is that you don't actually know what it is that we do. So I'm hoping that you'll just let me show you before you say no to this. And that's what you could say, Jessica. You could say, I get it. You want to join for the kit. It's such a good deal, blah, blah, blah. But you don't really understand what it is that we do. So I'd love to at least let you get a sneak peek into what we do so that you can really make an educated decision that you don't want to do this. Does that help a little bit? Is that some words for you to use with her?
Yeah, that's good. Mhm.
And then I think another thing that's really stopping us is that, and I'm saying this to you guys because I know what you're all like, and I know you on an individual basis, is a lot of times we do like A or A+ work. Okay. We do the perfect parties. We don't do things unless it's done really well. So there's a couple different ways of looking at this. My college son says, C's get degrees.
Huh?
Okay. It's true. C's get degrees. Okay. But even better than that, our business is that as I muddle through this, I'm showing someone else that they can muddle through it. I don't have to post in a party 100 times a day. I don't have to post in a VIP group 100 times a day. I don't have to, fill in the blank. We have to show people that this is really achievable. Like saying, hey, did you guys know I don't usually make my own graphics? Isn't that neat? That the company that I work with, Color Street, we have all these stylists and they help us make graphics. So I can actually go into a group and find a graphic. Or like if you do a post in your VIP group or a post in a party that says, hey, what kind of nail feeds do you want to see? Or what would you like to see on someone's hands? And then you can pull them out, right? And you can let them know, hey, I have this group that if someone wants to see a nail feed, like all I have to do is actually go and search for it. And I can pull a beautiful nail feed. I don't have to take them myself. Because what are they thinking before they join? Oh my gosh, my nails aren't that pretty. Oh my gosh, my application isn't that great. Oh my gosh, I will never, ever, 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 ever be able to make a graphic. I will not. And then they're just ticking off all these things that they're never going to be able to do. So that's why they're like, oh, I'm not actually going to sell anything, just so you know. Okay, so when was the last time you told them where you get your stuff? Yeah, dead silence, right? It's crickets. Because we really want to be the experts. We really want to be the one that looks like we do all the things. Stop. You need to be duplicatable. You need to be the hot mess mom that's doing a million bazillion things and can still run a Color Street business. Because you're looking for a hot mess mom, a full-time person, someone who has a bunch of dogs, someone who has kids getting married, someone who has a big life that's busy, that this fits into. I mean, Lisa, you do a fabulous job. You get an amazing manicure. You work a really stressful job. I hope you're telling your people that. My job is super stressful. It takes a ton of my time. And I do Color Street because like it's something I get to look forward to. It's something I can be in control of. So why can't you start showing like yourself and who you are so that people are attracted to that so that they want to join us? Does that help?
Yeah, one thing I was telling Melissa in the accountability group is I need to be more focused on showing my blessings, right? My business blessings. And like, for example, I mean, I posted some pictures like in my BAP group, or I did stories like when we went to conference, but I didn't do my whole like with all the pictures, like, and I just want to show like, again, this is my fun job. Because my full-time job, okay, I was going to say something foul, but very, very stressful. You know, like it's affecting my health to that point. And this is like my thing. I love it. It's fun and it's for me. And so I need to show that. And that's what I hopefully will attract like other people to see, okay, come find out how fun it is. And it could be for you.
I heard this really great saying, because I think a lot of times people say, well, what do you do? And it's like, well, I sell Color Street. And that's not the thing to say, right? And someone said, I help women create a life they don't need a vacation from. And I feel like that is so good for you, Lisa, because you're like, how can I get away from my job? How can I get away from this life that I live? I need a break. I can't even stand it. Like I can barely get through 5 days. And then the weekend is just me like recuperating because I'm so burnt out. But here, you know, we want to help you create this life that you can live that isn't like that your kids get modeled, that you don't live a life that's like, oh my gosh, you know, and that you're not running. And that's honestly, you guys, I have let go of so many things in the last like 2 years that have been so stressful for me. Like it is not worth it for me to be so stressed. So let's start to really show that we can help each other with that, because we don't have a lot of the same friendship groups. So we can share those kinds of ways that we talk. Also, remember though, that you've got to use the income disclosure statement when you're doing that, or put the income disclosure into your link tree or however you do that, because we have to, even if you aren't in like the top 1%, you have to share that, you know, Color Street, their average income is not what we're making. I wanted to talk about that, that quality versus quantity, right? Because I think if we're really careful and we're looking for quality people, when you promote leaders, so you enroll a brand new stylist who becomes a senior team builder, okay? And I'm going to read off what a senior team builder ends up needing. But that is 4 points, which is a lot of points, isn't it? It's a lot of points. So what I did for myself, because I want to make sure we wrap this up. So a senior team builder is someone who has like 2 senior stylist legs and has 3250 in capped group volume. That sounds like a lot. I mean, that's what Jessica, that's what you're going for, right? So you're like making yourself there. You're making yourself. Don't think that's overwhelming though. Really. Because think of all you've gone through and overcome in your own personal like mind, that you can help someone right away, right? Because you've already overcome those things. But that is 4 points. So what I did was I took, remember I said to go for the trip for 2, because that's going to be your best push. And I took that, it's 85 points, and I took off the points I figured that out that I already had. And then I divided that by 6 and told myself how many points I need. And I broke that up into PV points, recruiting points, the promotion or the enrolling volume points. So even like for you, Jessica, I mean, you are trying to get to senior team builder. That is a personal rank promotion. So that earns you points too. So every time you promote, you have to maintain the rank in March. But if you're promoting early on, like for you, when you promote to senior team builder, I mean, in 6 months, it should be way easier for you to get to senior team builder. So every promotion that you hit gives you those 3 points.
And that starts at senior team builder, right?
Promote to a new rank of senior team builder or higher.
Or higher, yeah.
Are you at team builder, Lisa?
Yes. I was almost at senior team builder last month.
Mhm. All right. So I want to tell you now, let's go through this quick. I know that a lot of you want your team to recruit, right? You're like, how can I get my team to recruit? How can I get my people to recruit? Melissa's going to tell you right now, because we've talked about this like 1,000 times, I feel like, okay? You're the best recruiter on your team. I don't care if you recruit or not. You're the best recruiter on your team. You're the best way to get yourself to the next level, because when you recruit, what level? Oh, is it senior team builder net right now that you can move people? I think it is. You're going to be the best example and the best recruiter on your team. Focus on you, and they will watch you bring people in, especially at the level that you guys are at, because your teams are small enough to have that really great impact. Okay, enough talking from me. What clarifications, what do you need to hear? Anyone have anything? My next question for you guys is, I have 2 questions. The first question is, do you like the idea of this being every 2 weeks? I feel like every week is overkill. Am I right on that? We need some extra time. So every 2 weeks, every week would be overkill. It's too much time. We need that extra time to put into our business. Am I right on that? That's originally why I did every 2 weeks. But I don't want it to be twice a month, because I don't want us sometimes to skip and be 3 weeks. So does that kind of time frame feel good? And then we have the group in between. I would really encourage you to try to stay up to date on the group. And I'm not saying let that interfere with like your daily stuff if you have a regular, like a full-time job or whatever. I'm not asking you to do that. I'm saying catch up, at the end of the day. Make that a priority, because these are the people that you really want to like rub shoulders with in this group. Okay. My next question for you is, are you guys committed to inviting people to a bingo on Thursday night? I'm going to get off this call and I'm going to kind of make my graphics and do that stuff. But I want to make sure, even if you can't be there on Thursday night, if you are inviting people, because you guys know, like, if you have somebody on, I will take care of them for you. And I will, if you even just like come on and it's silent, just so that we can see and you can just say hi, like pretend like you're there. Seriously, I am giving you absolute permission to have me on silent, to not listen to me, to do whatever you need to do, because I want you guys to use that. So I'd rather have you like spending the time talking to people, messaging people, than like, I want you on, but you know what I'm saying, right? I would rather have you prioritizing like doing all the things. And then just like I said, even if I'm on mute and you're like, hey, everybody, hi, Jessica, hi, Shirley, hi, and you're just like pretending like you're there, no one will know if you're not there. Okay. But I am planning that. We're going to try 7:45 just to see if that maybe grabs a few more moms, because we tend to get a bunch of people who say they're going to be on and then like get distracted or can't. So I'm wondering, I wish we could do 8, but it's kind of late for our people on the East Coast. So, and that, the time zone thing. So I think we're going to try for 7:45 just to see if that's like a little bit later, but it gives me plenty of time because I need about an hour afterwards to message people. So, and it's not so late for me either. Okay. And of course, keep in mind that that is not, they don't have to want to join the business. They just need to be there to have fun because that we're introducing them to the business and then handing them back to you. Okay. All right, comments, questions?
I'm sure you're already going to do this, Emily, but the Jumpstart updates where they're changing it to
Yeah.
cash, and then also this month where it's double. I mean,
Yeah.
that's pretty big. And
Yes, I meant to talk about that. Thank you. Yeah.
yeah, I was going to just say it's pretty big. And if you have people that have shown interest or just, haven't joined, I mean, this could be something that can help them to say yes.
If you have someone that I know Amy is on listening, I muted her just because when she came on, but if you have someone that used to sell Color Street and has been deactivated for 6 months and you want to reach out to them, this is an awesome time. Or if you know somebody who's been a stylist before and you want to reach out to them because they kind of get it, but right now the kit's an amazing deal. The Jumpstart is a lot easier probably than when they did it. The Jumpstart rewards are cash. So remember that when they joined like a year ago or 2 years ago, remember how hard the Jumpstart was? It was $1,000 in PV your first 35 days. And then it was like 2,500 the next 30 days after that. And then it was just so much, right? And it's so much easier. So it's cash, but then also don't forget about the bonuses. So once you go past, once you get past qualified stylist, so when you're at senior stylist, you get the $50 in cash. And then when you go to elite stylist, you get 100 in cash. And so if they're following our program, they actually get a lot of cash. Did you guys know that 70% or more of Americans are looking for another income opportunity right now because of inflation, because of the cost of everything? 70% of people. That's huge. That's 7 out of 10 people in your VIP group. Huge. You guys, we do have an answer, because let me tell you, if they were to join and sell $1,000 in their first month, okay, they would get $100. No, let's say they got to elite sales. Let's say they sold 700. Let's just say they sold 700. That's senior stylist. Okay. They would get a $50 bonus. Plus they would get, I'm trying to think, Jumpstart. They would get $50. So that would be like $100 in cash besides what they earn their first month if they sold 700. I mean, that's decent money, right? $100 for selling 700. Plus they make 25% of 700, which is $150. So that's $250 in their first month that they can make.
They would actually make 30% because they're getting that enhanced bonus.
Oh yeah, because is that at 600? That's at 600, right?
Yeah. I want to
So
re-sign up.
210 plus 100 is $310. I mean, that's a couple kids' Christmas presents, right? That's like your gas money for the month. I mean, this is something that is actually really crucial. And we've got to start talking about this because people are complaining about money all the time. And they get their nail sets for free. So that's saving them money also. They can easily earn their nail sets for free. So now if you're thinking, how do I orchestrate that? This is not a post. This is maybe an engagement post, but what are you cutting back on? Or, what's one thing you've noticed that has gone up in price? Something like that. Okay. And then you're messaging that person. You're like, Melissa, isn't it crazy that, coffee is so much more, or that you have to cut back on your coffee? Like, don't you just hate that? What's your favorite place to get coffee or whatever? And then maybe you're like, hey, if I gave you a $25 coffee card, would you host just an in-person mani party for me? Find out what their thing is and grab them there. Like, I have a girl who wants to try the lipstick. So I'm just going to tell her, if you can get 3 to 5 friends to join us to do the lipstick, then I'm going to give you your lipstick for free. Great. Okay. All right. So questions about any of that stuff? I keep asking if you guys have questions. I'm going to put the tracker in the group. I'm going
Is
to
that
put
the
that.
same one that Amy shared in the group?
It was that in this group. I mean,
I
you
don't
guys are in
remember.
both groups. So
Yeah. I thought it was the same one. I was just checking.
there is, I think so, because I think that's actually where I got it. I'm going to put that video in the group. It's not going to blow your mind, but I think it's really good for you to hear the things that she says. And it's only 16 minutes long. I don't really like to give homework. I feel like figure out your own things that you want to do, because I don't want you to do busy work for me, because I don't feel like that's useful. We just talked about those things that you can do for PD, things that you can do for recruiting, the things that you can, we talked about a whole bunch of stuff that you can do, pick some and do it. If you need help figuring out what to do, message me and I will help you. But I don't want to give you homework to do, because I just feel like that's, I don't know, not cool. But I do want you to watch the video. Like I said, it's short. Okay, cool. So I will do the bingo video. I'll put the tracker in there again. And yeah. Thanks for joining. Hi, Amy. You're muted. Okay. I thought you were unmuting, so I was waiting to see what you were gonna tell us, but okay. All right. Well, super excited about the trip, and 85 points divided by 6 is what? 13 points a month? If you have 0, you can do it. 14 points a month. Don't let that take you into a slide. This group is not to discourage you. Okay. Do not let that happen. All right. Remember that you're going to end up with more points towards the end per month, because once you're recruiting and you're having that enrollee volume, then you start to tack on points for that volume. They're doing that to help us get points, you guys. So this is not to take you into the downward spiral and you don't show up for the group and you don't want to talk to us and you're not, no. We're all in the same place. We're all starting at 0. We can all do this. Okay. All right. See you soon. Bye. Thanks for joining.